morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome to a brand new week here at the Disney Morning Show. And a happy Veterans Day out there to everyone, especially the people who make all of this possible. Thank you so much for what you all do. My name is D.B. Mosley. I'm the co-founder here at Laughing Place. Over there is Kyle Burbank. He's the managing editor.
Hello.
And we are here to talk about what's going on in the world of Disney. We've got a lot today, so let's get right into it. Guess what?
We both tried to hit it at the same time.
I didn't try to hit it.
Oh, well then I don't know what happened.
Okay. Well, what's that for? Is that for this?
Yes.
We have broken the Centennial mark.
I didn't even know the market was open today.
Oh, TIL. I didn't even think about that. The market is open today, and Disney has topped $100, now coming in at $100.27, up 1.26% on the day, up about $1.50 from when we did this on Friday. So yay, way to go, Disney. Hoo-hoo. I think even Ethan's excited.
Yeah. Let's check with it. Maybe he'll mention it.
Good morning and welcome to another LP Disney weather report. There's this girl that's been on my mind all the time, Sussudio. Oh. Now she don't even know my name, but I think she likes me just the same. Sussudio. Oh, if she called me I'd be there. I'd come running anywhere. She's all I need, all my life. I feel so good if I just say the word. Sussudio, just say the word. Oh, Sussudio. Let's get to the weather. Anaheim will stay shy of 70 degrees today and will be in the 50s after dark. Walt Disney World will have a 90-degree heat index once again, but will cool to the 70s eventually. Not only will Castaway Cay see temps under 80 today, but the island could also experience some showers. Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point will be 83 today and partly cloudy. Disneyland Paris is mostly clear tonight and is currently around 47. Tokyo will see a high of 68 tomorrow and will be partly to mostly cloudy throughout the day. Shanghai will have some sunshine through tomorrow and will just break 70. Lastly, Hong Kong will reach 81 tomorrow, with a low of 76 in the evening. And that will do it for another Disney weather update. Have a great day and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.
I'm a little surprised Ethan talks in Fahrenheit. I would have thought an advanced intellect like that would have moved on to Celsius.
But then your dumb brain wouldn't understand it. So
what did you mean my specifically dumb brain or because that was a little bit offensive, Kyle.
I mean our American brains.
Okay, well that's slightly less offensive. All right, we're gonna get started.
Well, you called him a great intellect, so that would mean that we're stupid by not understanding if he was going to speak in that.
He wouldn't exist without us. We created them. We created that which will destroy it. We're going to bring on a special guest to talk about our first topic today, which is D23 Brazil. Rebecca Mosley has been talking to Benji all weekend. He was the guy covering it for us down there. So let's bring on Rebecca to talk D23 Brazil.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. I just want to show Fred Ramirez's a reminder that today is Veterans Day. I know you mentioned it at the top of the show, but yeah, I want to add to that my thank yous to all those who have served and greatly appreciate you and your families in keeping us all free.
I introduced you as the one that's been talking to Benji. You did do a special show on Friday and Sunday with Benji.
And Saturday night.
Oh, Saturday night too.
Yeah.
I thought Luke did a show. Was there another one on Saturday? Was there two on Saturday?
I didn't see the sched, so I can't speak to that.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so you did Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You have been talking to Benji.
Yeah.
Benji and Alex were down at D23 Brazil. You've kept up lots of, not necessarily major announcement, but certainly lots of things came out of it, which are on our website. You can go check out our D23 Brazil coverage on Laughing Place, and there was quite a bit. But Rebecca, I think, had the better sense of what it was actually like being there, since she has talked to Benji quite a bit. So let's talk to Rebecca, and it's all yours now. I'm done.
Okay. No, it's been an exciting weekend. Whenever there's an event like this, you're reminded just of the breadth of the Disney company. And our team has recaps of each day. And then throughout the weekend, the news desk did a great job of making sure that we alerted Disney fans to kind of what was the breaking news or new items that came out of D23 Brazil. As Doobie mentioned, Alex and Ben were there in Sao Paulo for this inaugural event in Brazil for Disney fans. Among the, I'm going to kind of give you just a brief outline overview of kind of some of the new things that we saw during the event. They shared a new image from Lilo and Stitch. He's so cute. Do you like it, Doobie?
Sorry, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. He is surprisingly cute.
Right?
That work. He just like you can hug him, like he's little. He looks like a plush thing next to him. He is adorable. I don't want to like a live action this much, but that's really good.
One of the things, I can't remove it now because you did. One of the things that our team noticed was I'll share images a little bit later of the floor, but they said that Snow White was a really popular cosplay there, and so that was one of the things that struck our team. Yeah, I don't know, Gio. You're right. It was just an image. We'll see. Maybe they don't want to overshine the other content that they were sharing. For example, reminded that Ice Age is now kind of under that Disney umbrella. So we got some more information about Ice Age 6, which is going to be the first of the new titles coming out underneath that Disney umbrella. I'm sorry, were you saying something, Kyle?
Theatrically, there was a Disney Plus
Thank you. Jonas Rivera, the executive VP of Pixar, was on hand, and he brought along an image that Mary Blair had done during that historic trip that Walt and his team took down to south of the border, and so I thought that was cool. Among the highlights of the studios and kind of animation presentations, they got to see the premiere of an Elio trailer. Opening scenes of Moana 2. Shakira is going to come with a new song to Zootopia. A little bit more information on a character named Nibbles. A little bit more about a snake named Gary. They got to see the entire first episode of the upcoming Pixar series Dream Productions. So that's pretty cool. We all have to wait, but they got to see episode 1. A little bit more on Toy Story 5 that they described as toys versus tech. I guess they're kind of going with that idea that kids nowadays are just so kind of into, screens and into the electronics, and kind of what does that mean for the toys that, we've grown to love in the previous films.
I love that idea as a
yeah,
plot.
Right.
That's a great idea.
And while not in the major presentation, but in the presentation that they had specifically focusing on the story of Toy Story, I'm not even looking yet, that they released a new image that we hadn't seen yet. So, and I want to let you all know, and I meant to mention this at the top, is we have a lot of videos of the presentations. So you don't have to just read our recaps, which we appreciate when you read those as well, but you can actually see the footage yourself and get a feel of what it was like in the room. Some of the reactions, I found it interesting, things that they mentioned that got big responses versus things that they mentioned that, the crowd didn't necessarily react to. So be sure to watch the various videos that we've posted here. Let's see. One of the moments that in regards to that, when Jonas Rivera was talking about his history with Pixar, and especially with Toy Story, he said that, I've been there a long time. And he talked about how initially a sweeping floors, getting coffee, and the crowd bursted into this reaction to his talk of kind of ways that he had been participating then, and then his journey. And I just found that interesting. That's not a line that I felt would have gotten that same reaction necessarily in an Anaheim arena, but the Brazilian fans really reacted strongly to that line. And then that particular presentation also included the live performance of the ballad Beyond from Moana. And once again, you get a feel of what it's like to experience a Disney film in Portuguese. So it's so familiar and yet not quite. So it's pretty cool. I'm gonna share a little bit about Lucasfilm and Marvel, and then I want to talk Disney parks. But because I'm just trying to give you an overall sense of all the stuff that the people in Brazil got to see. They got to see footage from Skeleton Crew, the cantina, a cantina scene, the crew in the cantina. With Mando and Grogu, I'm jealous because they got to see some footage from that. Apparently, some of it's shot in an IMAX ratio, and among the scenes that they got to see is Grogu in a cockpit with some Anzellans. So if that's footage that's been out there and I've missed it, I'm going to have to go find it, because reading about that in our recap, I was like, okay, I need to see that. Doobie, in case you don't know, Anzellans, those are the Babu Frick. So imagine Grogu in a cockpit along with adorable Babu Fricks.
Oh, and a fluffy Lilo. I mean, a fluffy Stitch there. That would really complete it.
They got to experience the premiere trailer for The Amateur, and Rami Malek was on hand to discuss that upcoming film. James Cameron by video talked Avatar, Fire and Ash. With Marvel, you had Kevin Feige on hand. You had Brad Winderbaum from Marvel TV, showcasing things like the upcoming. They did a debut for the opening of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. They shared with the audience that opening. From Marvel TV, you had actors Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio talking Daredevil Born Again and their experiences in Marvel. They got some more information about Fantastic Four final steps. David Harbour, who is in Thunderbolts, the Red Guardian, was on hand. He was there. Anthony Mackie, Danny Ramirez from Captain America, Brave New World, they were there. And like I say, you can find our recaps here on Laughing Place, along with on our YouTube channel. You can find footage of these individuals sharing more information about their upcoming projects. And you also get the audience reaction to their appearances. So be sure to check all that out. But for me, they also did small screen. So you had stuff like The Bear, you had stuff like Grey's Anatomy, you had creatives involved with those projects on hand talking about their experiences. They also had a panel that was really focused on regional content. That was not as easily accessible to us due to the language barrier, so we don't have a lot of content around that. But just so you know what it was like for the Brazilian audience to attend, that was another panel of the day. But the one that I think the one that I was most interested in was the Disney Experiences panel. So I guess before I do that, I should show you the giveaways. Look, when you attended the panel, you got this hat. Is that the Red Hulk?
Yeah, it's
Kyle?
a Red Hulk with Captain America's shield.
Yeah. So, but yeah, for just to give you a little peek around. But for me, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you guys the news that we learned about some casting for Percy Jackson when they were discussing Disney Plus. So, okay, name's gone out of my head. Andra Day is joining the cast as Athena for Percy Jackson. And when the small screen presentation finished, they got Disney Plus Aurora ears. So yeah, but like I say, for me, what I was interested in is Kevin Feige and Josh D'Amaro's rock star like welcomes and the Disney Experiences presentation, because I'm a theme park person. Yes, sir.
So I saw some of your stuff over the weekend. Can you convey, for those who didn't, just a little bit of what it's like for Kevin Feige and particularly Josh D'Amaro in Brazil, like their feelings? You know, we know how we react to such things at our expo, but what's it like in Brazil?
So when Josh came out on stage for the Disney Experiences, the crowd started to chant his name and clapping their hands over their head. Like, so you just saw the theater erupt into Josh. It was pretty cool. I gotta admit, it was pretty fun to see. And then, as Ben pointed out, a lot of the people he encountered throughout his, kind of being on the show floor, have had college experiences. And, the college program dynamic, there's a deep passion there. I mean, I hear about reunions and all that kind of dynamic regarding college. I know we have some college program on our team here at Laughing Place, and yeah, there's an alumni aspect to it. Or I don't know, almost like what I envision if you were like part of a sorority or fraternity or something along those lines. And so when Josh mentioned the college program, the massive response from the crowd, we shared it on Twitter. It's out there. So check that out because that was pretty cool. But during his presentation, he shared an image of the Moana float for the upcoming evening parade coming to Magic Kingdom. They shared an additional image of the developing Pirates of the Caribbean location. They talked briefly about Test Track. They talked briefly about Monstropolis. No additional information on where that's going. So we're all still kind of in that holding pattern of where is it gonna, what's it displacing when it arrives at Walt Disney World Studios. They talked about the Tropical Americas project that's coming to Disney Animal Kingdom. But I think among the things that have kind of made the most buzz have been the footage that they shared for the upcoming Cars attraction that's coming to Frontierland at Magic Kingdom. And this was a full-scale ride experience. So it was to give the Imagineers the sense, as I understand it, and you can watch the footage yourself, as I understand it, it's a full-scale kind of ride experience. So in that means that by sitting in that vehicle and going over that course, they're trying to figure out and work on what it's like for you as a guest to be on this track. Where are the dips, that was the impression that I got.
They're counting the drops like Tony would.
Exactly. Yeah. Map out the drops so Tony knows. And the other aspect that caught a lot of attention, and Kyle, you're going to be helpful on this, was the story of Villains Land. And we got this amazing visual here.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I think what they meant to do here is just be like, Villains Land is coming. Well, we don't really have anything else we can say about it. Well, let's talk about just some of the villains that are inspiring this land. And so then they create a collage of different villains. And these are all cards from Lorcana. So I think that was just an easy thing. It's like cool art to do. And they're thinking that'll be a fun slide. And then we're all here like, is Disney Lorcana going to play a role in Villains Land? What if it's called Lorcana? So I think this was, I could be wrong. I would love to be wrong. I feel like this was just them doing something simple and not realizing how much we're going to read into it like we always do.
And I want to share a little bit of what came out of this portion of the presentation. So let me make this big and you guys tell me, hopefully you'll hear. It went all the way back to the beginning. Thank you very much. Hang on.
Do you own your own home?
No, I don't.
That's funny because mine says Missouri, and it's also not while she's on camera. It's almost like they dub in that part.
I have that same video up if you have a time position.
It's around the 33-minute mark. Thank you.
Are you still paying for electricity, Rebecca? Let's get down to the important part.
I do not own a home. Okay.
Hey, well, what do you guys think? Who's your favorite?
Is it?
I gotta go with Ursula. My 4-year-old daughter loves Ursula.
It's just 34. Should I go back to 33?
No, I think you're okay. I think it's right. I think it's right after this.
Spell has been cast, summoning all these villains from every realm. And in this land, the heroes, they don't come to save the day. And there might not be a happily ever after. You never know, right? So it'll have 2 massive attractions. We'll have dining, shopping, and so much fiendish fun for all of you to explore. We can't wait.
I'm excited about a lot.
Okay,
I'm particularly excited about this one.
So, I mean, what a different concept. I mean, as far as like for me as a Disney fan, a land where it's like, will we get a happily ever after? Was how he framed it. It's so because something always goes horribly wrong when you're on a Disney attraction, but then ta-da! But what is this foreboding?
I mean, Mr. Toad.
That's a good point.
You're right. You're right. The
And
resolution is you're in hell.
Yeah, this can't end as bad as that. It literally can't. Wow. Oh, we have a question from a Tony Betty. I actually know how he sounds, so I'll read it. No. Do we think that it will be a lot like Fantasy Springs in Tokyo, where these villains are all featured in Rockwork, but only two get an actual attraction?
I am very intrigued to see how this is realized, because this it's something that, as Ben and I were talking about it over the weekend, and I invite you to kind of drop in on the various chats that we had Friday, Saturday, Sunday, kind of recapping his experiences of the day. But as we were talking about it, he was like, the team that is working on this were probably kids when the internet was buzzing about Villains Land coming to a Disney theme park.
That's right. Oh my goodness.
If you look at speaking of reading into things too much, if you looked at the responses to that tweet of the roster, half of them were people freaking out because Yzma was on there, and they think that you're finally gonna get that pull the lever Kronk ride, and the other half were like, "Where's Scar?"
Hey guys, I like this question. Rebecca, who's followed this with Benji, and then Kyle, of course, being managing editor, you know what's happened. What do you guys think was the most exciting reveal over the weekend?
Ooh.
There were reveals.
Okay, so Rebecca?
No, there wasn't very many.
Well, we got to see stuff that we hadn't seen before.
I think for me, it was the involvement of Lebo M and Mufasa, right?
Which I was confused with La Vie Boheme.
So I did not.
Cool.
I hadn't known that, and I was quite fond of Pride Lands and those editions. So that made me very happy. And then I guess if you pay attention to the trailer that was released here, that you'll get more of that feel of his influence in the score.
As far as parks, I mean, the only thing that I thought was kind of interesting was the Cars test thing, which isn't even necessarily what it seems like at first glance. But then as far as the thing I was most excited about overall was just the special looks at Marvel that they came out with. So I guess it was a special look at Thunderbolts and then a trailer for Brave New World. So those were the things I was most excited about.
Hey, can I show this real quick? You talked about this earlier, and I believe this is what you're referring to, Josh's arrival on the scene. So
yeah, sure.
Everyone to Disney experience Josh the Oh my god! It's a big.
They like him. They really like him.
a little bit later is when kind of that chanting kicks in. But I will say I was very.
I hate to do this to you guys. I'll be back in a moment.
No worries. I was very jealous, Kyle, because that Horizons visual that was at the D23 Anaheim, they used it here as a giveaway poster. So it says Disney Experiences D23 Brazil, and it was the giveaway poster to the attendees. And I'm like, okay, I'm jealous because I really like that art.
Yeah, I saw somebody comment, like, already looking for clues before the thing started, like, oh, there's like an Earful Tower in the background. I'm like, it's the same art as 3 months ago, or 4 months, or whatever it was.
Yep. And then I thought it would be kind of fun to share with everyone what it was like kind of just out and about at the expo. Some of the merchandise that caught my eye Among them was this collection of Pixar balls. I don't know if you've seen this before, Kyle. This was a new concept
When
to
you
me.
showed it to me last week, and I still haven't figured out what the orange one is.
I think it's Incredibles, but I'm not sure. Cause see or maybe it's oh yeah, no, I'm gonna keep guessing. I'm gonna keep doing that to myself. So, because there's these stripes on the side, so that's where I'm kind of thrown.
Yeah.
Those of you watching, you can guess too.
Tony probably knows.
Right? But I'm a big fan, and I love the Pizza Planet stuff. No worries. And then they had a lot of photo ops, and I told Benji that I didn't understand why everybody's queued up to take a picture in front of the castle, because you can take a picture in front of the castle any old day, but I want a picture underneath that archway because that's the road. So yeah, I'm kind of wrapping up. DB,
Okay, well,
I'm sharing a little bit about what was kind of on the show floor. They had unique treats. You could get a haircut thanks to this hair product company.
Of course.
They have unique like male-oriented, beard oil and hair gels and things like that with a marble theme. They had this bench where you could sit and take a picture with Mickey and Walt.
That's not creepy.
They had the Simpsons meme like we did at the expo, along with the couch like we did at Anaheim.
I love seeing the translations, but like when we were talking about the bear earlier, and it was like, "Oh, Orso."
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and then
yeah.
And then they had Benji said that this was among the more popular photo ops was the Snow White. There was a long line to take a picture with Snow White and no line to take a picture with a Pike.
That's a way better name than Snow White. We should just call her Bronca de Neve here.
I'm with you. So yeah. And then merchandise wise, you had Camp Half Blood.
Yeah.
Thank you. Always want to say something different. So that was there. I want this shirt in English here in the States. You're watching Disney Channel. It was fun to see who's represented, right? You got Chicken Little, got Lilo and Stitch. And then of course, I figured Kyle would have stopped by this photo spot, get a little X-Men love.
Some real life markups of animated characters.
Yeah. So lots of, like I say, not earth-shattering news, but it was a nice way of bringing the Disney to Brazil, bringing the creatives to Brazil, letting Brazil share that love in person with the people who make the content that they adore, and also letting the team experience Brazil and the unique ways that the fandom there shows their appreciation and their love for Disney product and that kind of experience. I know Jonas, I believe it was Jonas Rivera. Sorry, I've watched so many videos. I may be crediting the wrong speaker, but I believe it was Jonas Rivera. Was like, I wish the whole team could be here and experience the love that you all are sharing. This is, and so that kind of thing is why I'm excited for the Brazilian fan base, and I look forward to more, D23 and Disney really embracing kind of that global. We saw them embrace Japan, and so now to see them down in Brazil is exciting.
Very exciting. Very interesting to see how different fandoms. We all know, or at least I know, that Japan is crazy over Disney. I did not know Brazil was nearly as crazy over Disney. That's been fun to watch.
Especially Marvel. Ben said Marvel was quite well represented in the fan base there. They have a very strong kind of that fan con culture down there. So yeah. And there's a tag. I'll put it. I'm guessing when you guys do your show notes, you'll put the tag. But we've got a variety of articles sharing the kind of new and breaking news that came out of the events this past weekend.
And we've also got literally 20 videos on our site of entire presentations plus lots of other stuff. from D23 Brazil. So yeah, thanks guys for going down there and covering it, and thanks Rebecca and Kyle for all the hard weekend work on this. It's supposed to be days off, but and Tony, I've seen you in the chat. I know you did a lot of the weekend work. Appreciate that very much. And we are now going to move on. I believe Kyle, you have a button. This is in. You got a poster, Kyle.
Yeah, so they just released a poster for What If Season 3. There's actually a trailer as well. That's the real news, but we don't celebrate trailers here. We celebrate posters. But yeah, as we talked about last week, this is coming December 22nd. It'll have daily drops. But yeah, the last season of What If is Season 3. I haven't had a chance to watch the trailer yet. I look forward to doing that. So be sure to check that out. It's not quite on our site yet, but it will be at some point today.
What if they decide to do a 4th season?
You mean Marvel not sticking to what they have planned? Weird.
What characters are represented in these letters? Because I'm very that you can recognize.
It gets a little dicey because they're usually different versions of characters, so it might not be as straightforward as you think. So I see. I believe that's the Watcher. I can't think of her name, but she was the first original character introduced. Don't know who the E is.
That's not Ant-Man?
It's hard to tell. No. Bucky and Red Guardian, it looks like, are in the N. Vision in the A.
Is that Avatar?
No, it's not, but it's close.
Okay. It looks kind of Asgardian to me.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. It might be this. I think it's from the same world as the one in the N. The character I can't think of. I think it starts with a K.
Okay.
But yeah, so all sorts of fun stuff. There's a musical episode this season, as we talked about, and yeah, it's a really fun show. Very
Who's in the sea?
Different in tone and things. With the Watch Sea.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks like Storm, but I don't think they have Storm.
Yeah, it does look like her.
Okay, I will say that was part of what came out of Brazil was that Storm would be making a debut.
Well, then it's Storm.
And What If? So there we go.
All piecing together.
Okay.
Cool. So like I said, Rebecca, you can stick around, or if you have a life, you may move on.
We'll see. If my life calls, we'll head out.
We're going to move on to the holidays. It is Christmas time at Disney World. Let's start with the gingerbread display at the Contemporary, which is Cinderella Castle theme, Cinderella Dreamlights theme, let's be more accurate, this year, which is kind of cool. Especially since there is no Cinderella this year.
Not kind of cool. It's mega cool. Combining my favorite things, gingerbread and twinkle lights. Woohoo!
Yeah, it just reminds us that it's not at the park anymore. Anyway, This is the 13th year for having a gingerbread display at the Contemporary. I remember when this was like, oh wow, the Contemporary is doing one now. I can't believe that was 13 years ago. 613 pounds of sugar, 1,013 pounds of flour, 130 pounds of gingerbread spice, 51 pounds of chocolate, 4,000 Castle gingerbread bricks, and most importantly, a whole
can of whipped cream. Oh, sorry.
Is the hidden 5-legged goat. So go there, get your gingerbread treats, get some merchandise. In fact, every day from 11 to 12, there's a merchandise signing.
Isn't it a ram?
Every day from 11 to 12, there is a merchandise signing with a resort chef. So, on the monorail loop to see the gingerbread house over the Grand Floridian, which you will want to see. Don't forget to check this one out as well. Meanwhile, over at Hollywood Studios.
Wait. I need to share a very important thing.
Okay.
The Contemporary does not have parking for all. So be sure to work this into your trip to the Magic Kingdom or when you find yourself on the monorail loop, and you can just hop off the monorail and go check it out and then go back. This is not something where you're like, oh, I'm going to drive over to the Contemporary, walk in and look at the... Yeah.
Make a reservation at Steakhouse 71, get yourself a cheeseburger, and then you go see.
Exactly.
Also, as far as getting there, in addition to the monorail loop, don't forget, you can also take a boat there from the Wilderness Lodge or from Fort Wilderness.
Yes.
If you're at the Magic Kingdom, you can walk over there quite easily as opposed to the monorail.
But Kyle's got the best advice. Have a meal at the wonderful Steakhouse 71, and then do the full monorail loop while you're there. Go see the Grand Floridian house, see the house here. There, make a day of it.
Yeah, take a boat over to the Wilderness Lodge.
Yeah, go see their stuff.
Down with the Wilderness Lodge.
At the Wilderness Lodge, boat transportation is a thing. I'm going to be working that boat. What am I, 53? I give it about 12 years, 13 years. I'm going to be working that boat. Kyle, your turn. Hollywood Studios, what's going on?
Yeah, so Jeremiah went to the first of this year's Jollywood Nights the other night, and the big thing this year, the update was the new Glisten show, which is a skating. I don't know if I'd say spectacular, but it's a new skating show in the front there. We did do a live blog, which is a thing. Anytime there's an event now, you can always check our site. We'll have a live blog going, so you can just see all the tweets there. But there's also plenty of returning entertainment that we have videos of. Disney's Holidays in Hollywood, the What's This Tim Burton Nightmare Before Christmas sing-along, Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam,
Bam!
The Twilight Soiree at the Tip Top Club, and Holiday Fiesta en la Calle, which I can tell you confidently translates to the holiday party in the street.
Woohoo!
Are there any photo spots this year? No.
There are plenty. In fact, for some reason, one of the characters that was not announced but shows up is Doctor Strange, and that is a bit strange. There's probably reasons why they don't advertise him. If you'll remember back in the day, he actually had a Mystic Arts entertainment thing that wasn't on the maps, didn't mention it, promote it at all. Because even though they can technically use him, they don't want to run afoul. They can't say Marvel. Like, even on the West Coast, they don't say Marvel. They say Avengers. So yeah, it's an interesting thing that they decide to include him in a Christmas. Maybe because of his appearances in the holiday-themed What If episodes.
Oh, does he? Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. You are the Marvel. You have much more Marvel knowledge than I do, and so I really wanted to know kind of what could be the backstory that would have plopped Doctor Strange onto the streets of Hollywood at Christmas.
I think it's a fun thing that they could do, and at a hard ticket event, which they don't have a bunch of at Hollywood Studios, they're like, okay, well, because I think they're just, again, being careful that they don't run afoul of the thing with Universal. So they're like, any Marvel we can throw in subtly and a little bit under the radar, I think is smart.
Well,
lots of Hug and Bear.
He's so cute. He smells, right?
Yes,
I hope so. Yeah, he smells like something. We don't know if it's strawberries, but he'll smell.
So Jollywood Nights has kicked off, going throughout the holiday season on select nights at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Yes, dear?
Can you bring up that picture of Doctor Strange for a moment?
Uh-huh.
And remember, you get champagne-flavored marshmallows on your way out.
I thought I knew where he was located, but now that
I think it said Sunset Boulevard or something. I forget what the original tweet said.
Because now that Gio's saying what he's saying, I'm gonna have to look. Tony,
Grand
I know you're
Ave?
in the
Maybe
chat
he said
too.
Grand Ave. I forget.
Yeah,
he's
over by Galaxy's Edge.
Grand Avenue near Muppet Vision, entrance to Galaxy's Edge. Yes. Absolutely.
Okay, thank you, Gio, for correcting me as to his location.
Also going on at Walt Disney World, Animal Kingdom has kicked off their holidays. Say Jumbo to the holidays. Oh, see, I saw that and I just assumed this was a Tony headline, but no, that's a Marshall headline. Tony's rubbing off on people. I like this. So
now you have to search for Natazoo and see if you work that in too, because that's.
So included in here is Dino Land, presumably the final holiday celebration at Dino Land, as this area is all going away as construction begins. So go get your last pictures of the Santa dinosaur in the best shop at Disney World.
So if you're insider tip, make sure to go walk underneath him on the bridge, like where you can be inside the rib cage, because they wrap it with lights, and then you're in there, and it's almost like a extinct version of Osborne. Remember they used to have that canopy over there? Yeah, so it's funny. It's like,
also in Dino Land, they are celebrating their 75th annual Dino Institute holiday party. That somehow I don't remember any of the first 74. And this, of course, is the location where Santa Claus will soon be making his appearance. So very exciting to see the reveals of that. He comes November 12th, which is tomorrow. So hopefully Jeremiah is going to be there to sit on his lap and get his Christmas wishes. And he'll be there through December 4th. I can't be right. I must have a typo there. I hope that's supposed to be 24th. I was Santa leave on December 4th. Um, Disney Springs, if we go to there, the Christmas Tree Stroll has returned this year, which is really cool. I remember when this was at Animal Kingdom, but now it's at Disney Springs, and it includes an incredible Disney treasure and just various
December
Christmas
24th. He'll be
Thank you
there.
very much.
He's busy after that.
That's fine. I said December 4th. That can't be right. What's he going to do for 20 days? So Christmas Tree Stroll, you can see various Christmas trees with different themes. This is actually really, really, really cool. I love doing this. And so go check that out over at Disney Springs. This is a Lilo and Stitch tree. Go ahead.
And there's Magic Band interactivity.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Magic Band. And they have a special annual pass holder tree, too, with Magic Key Shot. But yes, annual band, Magic Band interactivity, Magic Band Plus, I presume, since those are the ones that
Sorry.
Go up there, wave your arm, see what happens. Very cool. Also, Jock Lindsey's Bar is once again celebrating the 2024 holiday season. This is the Indiana Jones themed bar, which will be Jock Lindsey's Holiday Bar, with seasonal items like naughty or nice deviled eggs, holiday mine car meatballs, and just a fun experience all around. This is one of the few Disney places within Disney Springs. I'm glad to see they are putting the Christmas spirit heavily into their this season as they have in the past. And Jeremiah got some magic shots while he was there. So magic shots, of course, are the PhotoPass thingies where you go and you pose and they act like blah. And then when you get the picture, blah has happened. So this is Jeremiah opening the only present he's going to get this Christmas season. It's pretty cute. Look! Oh, come on! Look at this guy.
That glamour shot, yeah.
Look at this guy.
Oh my goodness!
Oh,
have you not seen these, Rebecca? They're fantastic. That's my favorite one, but they're all fantastic. You should also make sure to check out his video from the Muppets thing at Jollywood.
We need to like add this. You know how you have a picture when you're on the for our Disney Parks talk. Our next one, we need to just have like it'll just be a collage of Jeremiah at Disney Springs.
I'm gonna guess that these shirts are this shirt is courtesy of Roosevelt.
I think that's probably something we should say just in case. Jeremiah, it's cold outside. These are great. If Jeremiah's single, he won't be for long with this collection.
This is so cute.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Isn't he cold with those shorts? In this winter wonderland?
Aww.
Available on Shop Disney.
Jeremiah Dreidel. Jeremiah goes all out. This is awesome. This is my favorite feature ever.
We have to make plans to do this while we're there, Doobie.
Oh, that is a good idea.
You would have so much fun.
Yes, I would. And then, of course, Disney has revealed even more magic shots for the holiday season, which hopefully Jeremiah will get around to because I now have my favorite model in the world.
The Stitch present is adorable.
So the holidays are in full effect at Walt Disney World, with more to come. Full effect and yet not quite. In fact, I think tonight, Very Merry Christmas Party has already started, I think, but to think Jeremiah is going to be there today, and just so much going on with the holidays. It's so exciting. I love this time of year. They haven't even started at Disneyland. So cool. All right. Anyway.
You know what's funny is with today's technology, you could take these promo shots and then just take a photo anywhere you want and point to the thing and insert what the magic shot is.
Very true.
Like, just go to remove.bg, drop in that Doug image, and just get Doug. Now you got Doug. Put him anything you want.
Is remove.bg a thing?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yeah, we're going to be heading to the park to Walt Disney World in a couple of weeks, and I've got this enormous spreadsheet of all the holiday snacks, and so I'm trying to get ready to have my list because it's like I don't have enough. My budget is not big enough to eat everything I want to eat, so I'm trying to make sure I have my list narrowed. So that way, if I walk past something, I'm like, oh, that sounds nice. I don't spend, I don't want that. No, not that copy. I really wanted this copy over here. So I need to make sure I have my focus. I can't lose focus. I can't get distracted.
Okay, Kyle, your turn.
We really should have made Moana 2 its own segment bumper at some point, but it's okay. We got a new look for Moana.
Wait.
Coming to...
did we mention the Andor yet?
Nope, I skipped over that one, but
All
I'm
right.
going to go to Moana and then go back to Andor.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's fine.
There's a new Moana look, and if you're like me, you might have looked at this and said, "What's different?" And really, the answer is like the color on her top and bottom switched. That's really about it. But this is her Moana 2 look. What?
There's her locket is different. What's around her neck is different.
Okay, that makes all the difference. So you can meet this new version of Moana. It's coming on the 24th to Disney California Adventure, as well as Epcot, and then the 29th at Hong Kong Disneyland. Originally, they also announced Disneyland Paris, and then that was removed, but that might be because in France and other parts of Europe, the movie's called Vaiana. So Moana is not coming. Vaiana might be. And then also at DCA, there's going to be a new Moana 2 pre-show before World of Color. It's called Boat Snack, which you might remember is a comment that Maui makes in the trailer. It's like, oh, boat snacks, bacon and eggs. So that's starting November 15th. We will be there, of course. And that's fun. I love when they add little tags or pre-shows to World of Color.
Look, you can see how her outfit matches the scene right there.
Oh yeah, you're right. You are absolutely right. Here, let me see right there.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness,
Nope,
I got a thank you from Tony. Wait, I have to bask in this. Thank you, Rebecca. The locket is from her sister. The original was from her grandmother. Oh, my day is made.
Oh man.
Animation guru of Laughing Place
Okay,
has
well
given
then,
me a shout out.
right, but that's her accessory. I was talking about the new costume, which is just color flipped.
Oh no, it's true too.
But anyway, Andor season 2, we got a release date for that at long last. This is like every Star Wars fan's favorite Disney Plus show, like maybe even above Mando in some circles. And we knew there was going to be a season 2, hadn't heard anything about it for a long time. April 22nd, Earth Day. Andor is coming, and also Mike Celestino noticed this morning that instead of being Star Wars Andor, this is now Andor, a Star Wars story, which is a throwback to a thing they did twice and then canceled entirely. So that's kind of interesting. Of course, Rogue One itself is a Star Wars story, so it does make sense. It's just weird that they did it for season 2.
This is the best of all the Disney Plus Star Wars series. So yay, more Andor. Yes, the best. You heard me. I said it. The best.
I heard you. Heard you loud and clear.
And the rest.
All right, the Disney Treasure has welcomed its first guest on board. Of sorts.
It's funny, the first guests at the new island were people who just walked over from another beach, and now the first guests on the ship are people that had to be rescued from a catamaran.
So the past couple of days, the Disney Treasure, which is making its way from where it was built in Europe over to its home, Port Canaveral, they had responded and rescued a number of passengers whose catamaran began taking off water off the coast of Bermuda. I don't know. Was it in the triangle? I'm not saying. 230 miles off the coast of Bermuda. It was taking on water. The Treasure was about 80 miles away. It responded. It rescued 4 passengers. No medical issues, no injuries, but they did get to see the Disney Treasure before the rest of us. So I would say they are winners, even though I forgot to change that to that. Okay.
I did want to point out in the ABC, of course, the ABC News managed to get the scoop. I don't know how they managed that, but they didn't use a photo of the treasure or even like a rendering. They used a generic Carnival, like whitewashed ship. And then Tony theorized that it was because they didn't, even though it didn't involve the treasure having issues, they didn't want to like use that term like rescued or anything in it. But I just thought that was very odd choice by ABC News.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go look. That's very interesting. Did this require what that like caveat that they have to do that like the Disney company is the parent of?
I didn't necessarily see that at the end, but I also didn't look that closely. I think it's if you look in Cabal on our main Slack channel, Doobie, I think you could see the image that they used in case they changed it.
Oh,
they do have a Disney cruise ship image now. What I'm trying to see is they have this image right now. Is this an actual image of the rescue?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's an actual image of the rescue,
That's
which is included
cool.
in our article as well that you
That's
could have seen if you
cool.
scrolled down.
that's
I didn't scroll down far enough.
that's amazing.
Look, an image of the rescue in our article now.
Wow.
It really gives you perspective on the need of the boat. I mean, because that's not I think
That's
for
not
some
what you
reason
want
when
from
they
a
said
boat.
catamaran, I was thinking of something a little bit larger than this. So the notion that this was taking on water in the middle of the ocean, grateful that the treasure was there and able to rescue them. It's cool.
Also notice this angle of the Senses Spa
Yep.
area down there with jacuzzis and everything. I believe that's what that's going to be.
Mickey to the rescue. Check it out. It's like that's awesome.
Okay, Kyle.
Over in Hong Kong, they recently had their latest 10K weekend. They do. It's not. I don't think it's actually Run Disney. It's just their own race. Nearly 20,000 runners this time around. And what was interesting about this one is this is the first time they've had runners get to go through World of Frozen since it's been opened about a year ago now, right? So yeah, I love this shot of Wandering Oaken there. And the prize, they also got prizes if you were, the top runners. They get everything from gift cards to a one-night stay at the Disneyland Hotel or Explorers Lodge. So I've wanted to run some of the races in the past, but the thing that always stops me is even this time of year. You've heard Ethan talk about it. It's usually like in the 80s, and it's so humid. So I don't know if there is a good time to do a run in Hong Kong, but I would love to find one.
Over at Aulani in Hawaii, which we were just at, so I love to talk about this place now. They had a drone show, which is kind of interesting. What am I doing here? There it is. So let's see. This was on the island. That does not look like it reads right. This is a Aulani in Hawaii, home of the Aulani, and it was not created for Aulani. It was a general show in the area, but Disney was an event sponsor, and so they created their part of it, and it's just kind of cool. Oh, hey, we've got these drones. Let's make them have the Aulani logo. That's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. It was a Ko-Olina drone show, and Aulani, Disney's Aulani was one of the sponsors, and so therefore kind of, I'm guessing this was kind of like what you would call like a credit sequence or thank you for sponsoring us. Sequence. You ended up getting to see beautiful Aulani in the skies.
I wrote that down as the island of Ko-Olina, but that's not the island. That's just a segment of the island.
Yeah.
Now we're going to move to Universal news. Nintendo of America, they do these Nintendo Direct streams to usually promote new games, but for this one, today, they are going to be highlighting a new addition to Super Mario World in Universal Studios Japan. This is the Donkey Kong Country expansion. It still says it's slated to open in 2024. I don't know if that's going to be the case. Guess we'll find out tonight. But if you want to check this out, this is going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern on the Nintendo of America YouTube page. And then, of course, a version of some of this stuff is going to be coming to Epic Universe in Orlando next year.
And in Florida, Give Kids the World, which Rebecca and I have had the pleasure of visiting. This is an organization that helps fulfill wishes. You've heard of Make-A-Wish, of course. Well, they use other organizations sometimes to help fulfill those wishes. So Give Kids the World plays a large part in fulfilling wishes in the Central Florida area, obviously at Disney World. Being a major place, kids and their families can go stay there at no charge and then go to the theme parks from there. Or if they're not well enough to go to the theme parks, there's actually just tons and tons of stuff to do. You can see a carousel in this picture actually at the village. So they can still have a great time. And Rebecca and I believe, got to do this event last year, which I'm guessing this was Jeremiah, where they kind of tour you around and show you what Give Kids the World is, and show you how it's decorated for the holidays. And so they have several events this year. They have a festive favorites, an evening of movies and music. They have holiday VIP tours, holiday party with a purpose, ice cream for breakfast with Santa, and the village history and holidays tours. If you want to sign up for one of those, obviously the money goes to an incredible cause to help Give Kids the World and help these wishes happen for these kids and their families. So go check that out on Laughing Place and at Give Kids the World. Give Kids the World official site. And finally, some not happy news, but at 90 years old, not the saddest news. And at least this is an opportunity to get to know a name you might not otherwise know. George Wilkins passed away recently at 90 years old. Thanks Tammy Tuckey, who is a performer who passed on this news. And George Wilkins is known for composing a number of classic scores, composing and arranging for Space Mountain, Food Rocks, Listen to the Land, World of Motion, Journey to Imagination. He composed and arranged the memorable score for Horizons. So if you're a Disney fan, you know his music, and he had passed away recently. So take a moment to appreciate all that he gave us Disney fans.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Roundup P, where we let you know some of the other things happening at Laughing Place by our myriad of staff. We have so many talented people working for Laughing Place, as well as Jeremiah. So let us go around LP and look at an article Marshall did recently, which is
another
called...
article you have sworn was written by Tony Betty when it starts with Waking Sleeping Beauty.
Oh, good point. Yeah. 5 great documentaries now streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu. So Marshall, who is a avid consumer of media, gives 5 of these. The first one being Waking Sleeping Beauty, which I have seen. I hope you have seen it. If you haven't, then take this opportunity to go see it. An incredible look at the Disney Renaissance. Plus some other ones in there that are interesting to check out. Tony Betty, who is our animation extraordinaire guy, did a review, an article called Andromeda Reveals Secrets of the Big City Greens theme song in latest theme song takeover. So I know he's a big City Greens fan, and you can go check out his work there if you like that sort of thing. Or even if you don't, I have a feeling Tony will get you interested in it. He's really good at that. And then Doobie Mosley, even though I'm not credited here, is that normal, Kyle? So
Yes.
I did a podcast here with Disney Coast to Coast. He does Primetime at the Parks, and literally any sitcom that's had an episode at Disney Parks, he does an episode on, usually with a guest. And so he finished a while ago, but anytime a new one comes up, he has to do another one. So this was the Wonder Years, the new edition of the Wonder Years, where they go to Disneyland for like the last 5 minutes of the show. So he was nice enough to have me on to talk about that. It was a fun conversation. And I really enjoyed it. I hadn't even seen the show before at all, and I really got to like the Wonder Years a little bit. And their trip to Disneyland is particularly interesting because the show was set back in the 60s. So it's not Disneyland of today, and it's fun to see how they dressed Disneyland to make it look like the 60s, and where they didn't even bother because there's only so much you can do for a half-hour sitcom. So you can go check this out in the Disney Coast to Coast podcast. Again, the description does not mention my name anywhere. I'm in it. It's me. It's me.
I can vouch for that. I listened to it.
Oh, how'd I do?
I liked it. I thought you did fine.
Okay. All right, this is the portion of the show where Kyle shows off just how smart he is or is not. On this day in 1956, I'm just going to tell you this one. Walt Disney. No, I'm not going to tell you this one. Walt Disney was on a game show.
What's My Line?
What's My Line? If you have not seen Walt Disney on What's My Line, this is a hoot. Go check it out. The whole thing's on YouTube. You can go check it out right after the show.
Can I just say Tony's the best? He's like, I also did a review for a new stop motion holiday short that just came up today. But yeah, use my weekly Saturday.
Well, Tony, if you've noticed the time, you've seen that it's taken that the show is an hour, which is a lot longer than we normally do, and that the review section that we would normally do has been skipped over. And perhaps your review was in that review section that was bumped because we have a long show. So don't worry.
I'm going to tell Tony, we have 2 reviews on the site that I have on the schedule, and I specifically put hold for Tuesday. We will be doing that, Tony. It was not forgotten, but it's just not today because we're already at an hour on what should be about a half-hour show because of D23 Brazil, which is okay. D23 Brazil is that big a deal, but I got a job. So we will be doing that tomorrow, Tony. Fret not. On this day in 1962, someone was born.
Okay, so that would make them 60.
62. I don't know why I put 64. My math is really bad. I will give you a big hint. It's an actress, and she played Esmeralda. She voiced Esmeralda, at least the speaking voice, in Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Demi Moore?
Demi Moore, yes. She's not half bad. Happy birthday, Demi Moore. On this day in 1993, a Disney theme park project was announced.
Disney's America?
Oh, Kyle, that's impressive. Way to go.
I can't think of that many other theme park projects that would have been enough.
So we invite you to go check out Defunctland, the best documentary producer in the world, bar none. And check out their Disney's American Defunct Land, which you're looking at pieces of here. On this day in 1994, a movie came out. I will read you the description. When a man inadvertently makes blank fall off of his roof on blank, he finds himself magically recruited to take his place.
The Santa Claus with an E.
The Santa Claus with an E, starring that guy from that sitcom. Premiere.
Can I tell you how many years it took me to get that was a pun? Because I just thought that's how you spelled Santa Claus. In fact, the movie might have perpetuated that for me in adding an E to Santa Claus, not thinking about it.
I feel so much better about anti-gravities now. Help me. It is not Tim Robbins. It is...
Tim Allen.
Thank you. Tim Allen.
Disney legend, Tim Allen. Yeah.
Disney legend, Tim Allen. And finally, on this day in 2011, a Disney Channel original movie starring that person from the sister. Oh, come on, Doobie. This is so pathetic. I didn't write her name down. It stars one of the people from Modern Family. And to win a school popularity contest, a high school diva permits a film. That makes no sense.
I'm guessing you mean Sarah Hyland.
I do mean her, yes.
I don't know the movie.
I feel like I cut off that synopsis there with my copy and paste. Okay. To win a high school popularity contest, a high school diva permits a film club classmate to record her popular life, but the film starts documenting her decline instead. That sounds really fun.
Yeah, as soon as you say it, I'll be like, oh, I think I might have heard of that, but I can't pull it.
All right. Don't look at the screen yet. Don't look down there. I'm waiting for the title to go off. All right. There it is. Now can you name it?
Hey, look, it's Sarah Hyland having her life documented. No, I can't.
Rebecca, any idea?
No.
This is Geek Charming. Everybody remember Geek Charming?
See, it sounds slightly familiar.
I was going to say, yeah, I was an extra in that movie. How could I forget? Because Kyle was in everything.
I do not remember that one. I'm going to have to check it out. That looks cute.
2011. I don't remember that either.
And I really like her, so...
Very much like her. Selma Hayek, Elizabeth Hackett, and no, those are the writers. Sarah Hyland, Matt Prokop, and Sasha Pierce.
That sounds fun.
That just rolled right off the tongue.
Well,
all right, guys. We got anything else, Kyle?
I don't think so.
I know we had some stuff. We got a thing about the John Williams documentary, further proving Alex apparently is on an island with that one. But we'll get to that stuff tomorrow.
Yeah, there's a Walt Disney World story that came out a little bit earlier, but we'll just do that tomorrow as well.
We'll hold it for tomorrow. So we will be back tomorrow. Please tune in. Tomorrow's our Friday show this week, at least my Friday show. So I don't know if I told you that. But yeah, my last show of the week.
I mean, I gained it from the numerous amount of times you said you were going on a cruise. I just didn't know exactly when.
Wait, I mentioned I'm going on a cruise. So there's no putting stuff up tomorrow. We got to get it all in there, including our football picks.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah. I can't believe the Chiefs won.
I know. I can't either.
No way.
I don't think anyone can.
There's no way the Chiefs should have won that game. Anyway.
Right, Gio? They had no business winning that game, right, Gio?
Lots of 30-yard field goal. Oh,
35.
my God. Shut up.
Please.
All right. We'll be back tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Oh, no Parks Talk today.
Yep.